Hello children, let's start today's session. Lesson 1.1. What is respiratory system? In this chapter, what we will learn? What is respiration, inhalation, inspiration, exhalation, expiration, breathing, respiratory system, breathing rate, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So children, what happens inside the cell? Our body is made up of millions of cells. They are the basic unit of life. Okay. Now what will happen inside the cell? The digested food will reach to the cell, and we all know that we will breathe in oxygen. It will also reach to the cell. Inside the cell there will be a chemical reaction between the food and oxygen. Finally, energy will be produced. Carbon dioxide and water will also be produced as the waste material. This carbon dioxide will come out from our nose, or we will breathe out carbon dioxide. Now, the types of respiration. There are two types of respiration: external respiration, internal respiration. External respiration means we can say breathing. Internal respiration occurs inside the cell, so you can tell it as the cellular respiration. There are two types of cellular respiration: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now children, how we will define the process of respiration? The process of taking oxygen into the cells, using it to release energy, and then removing the waste products like carbon dioxide and water is known as respiration. Children, you remember there are two types of respiration: external respiration, internal respiration. So now we will go to our next slide. We will learn what is inhalation or inspiration. We will inhale or we will breathe in oxygen. It means oxygen will go inside our body through our nose. So the act of breathing in is called inspiration. We inhale or breathe in oxygen. Expiration or exhalation. We will breathe out carbon dioxide. It means after the respiration, carbon dioxide will come out from our nose. So children, the act of breathing out is called expiration. We exhale or we breathe out carbon dioxide. Now children, together the process of inspiration and expiration is called the breathing, or else you can say together the process of inhalation and exhalation is called the breathing. Now children, we will come to know what is the breathing rate. Okay? The number of times a person will breathe in a minute is called the breathing rate. One exhalation and one inhalation constitute one breath. Breathing rate in an adult person at rest is 15 to 20, or you can say 18 times per minute. The breathing rate increases during the heavy exercises or fast running. It slows down whenever you will sleep. Now children, we will learn about our respiratory system. So what is respiratory system? You all come to know now what is respiration. The process through which there will be a chemical reaction inside the cell between the food and oxygen. Finally, energy will be produced and water and carbon dioxide will also produced as the waste material is called the respiration. The system of human body which participates in the respiration is called the respiratory system. Okay, your nose, trachea or ear tube and a pair of lungs make up your respiratory system. Your breathing passage starts from your nostrils and goes through the trachea. The trachea branches out into the both lungs. Human respiratory system is divided into upper and lower respiratory tract. Now the upper respiratory tract, it consists of mouth, nose, nasal cavity. The function of this part of the system is to warm, filter and moisten the incoming air. Now pharynx. Here the throat divides into the trachea and esophagus. Trachea means the windpipe, esophagus means the footpipe. There is also a small flap of cartilage called the epiglottis, which prevents food from entering the trachea. Larynx. It is also known as the voice box, as here the sound is generated. It also helps to protect the trachea by producing a strong cough reflex if any solid object passes through the epiglottis. Now children, the lower respiratory tract, trachea. It is also known as the windpipe. Through this pipe, air will pass from the throat into the lungs. Bronchi. The trachea divides into two tubes called bronchi, one entering the left and another entering the right lung. Bronchioles. Bronchioles are the narrow tubes less than 1 millimeter in diameter. They lead to alveolar sacs. Alveoli. Children, it is very important. Inside the lungs, it branches further into tiny tubes, each of which ends in an air sac or air bag. These sacs are filled with air whenever you will breathe in. The sacs have very thin skin. There are many blood vessels in this thin skin. There will be the exchange of gases. It means the blood will pick up the oxygen and it will give out the carbon dioxide into the air in the sacs. Diaphragm. What is diaphragm? The diaphragm is a broad band of muscle which sits underneath the lungs, attaching the lower ribs. Now children, we will discuss, there will be a funny kid about the alveoli. Hello children, or hello kiddie. My name is Alvi. You know where I will stay? I will stay inside the lungs. I am round in shape. I am having a very thin skin. You know what I will do? Whenever you will breathe in, it means whenever you will take in the oxygen, I will swell. Okay, after that what will happen, you know? The oxygen will go inside the blood and blood will carry the oxygen throughout the body. Okay, after that what will happen, you know? Carbon dioxide will come to me. I will send the carbon dioxide to the nose and we will breathe out the carbon dioxide. So kiddie, do you understand? Who am I and what is my work? Okay kiddies, now you just have a look on the next slide. Your teacher will talk about the lungs. What are lungs, children? Lungs are the spongy, elastic organs that are broad at the bottom and taper at the top. They consist of numerous air sacs. We have a pair of lungs, the left lung and the right lung. The left lung is slightly smaller than the right lung. Lungs are protected by the rib cage. Okay, so inside the lungs, at the end of the bronchioles, there are alveoli. Right now, you came to know what is the function of alveoli or the air sac. Now we will come to know what is the principal function of the lungs. Okay, what it will do? It will transport the oxygen from the atmosphere into the bloodstream and to release the carbon dioxide from the bloodstream into the atmosphere. Understand? Who will do that? Alveoli will do that. Okay, alveoli means the air sac. It is having the very thin skin. It will help in the exchange of gases. Okay, next slide. There will be a topic about the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So children, how many types of respiration? One is external and another is internal. Internal respiration takes place inside the cell. Okay, so inside the cell there will be two types of respiration. One will happen with the help of oxygen and another will happen without the help of oxygen. Okay, so what is aerobic respiration? It needs oxygen. Anaerobic respiration, it doesn't need oxygen. Aerobic respiration will produce more energy, wherever anaerobic respiration will produce the less energy. Aerobic respiration will take place in almost all the living things. Anaerobic respiration occurs in the organisms like yeast, bacteria. Okay, and whenever there is a vigorous physical activity, our muscle will also start respiring in the absence of oxygen. Okay, so there is a very interesting fact here. Right now I told during the vigorous physical exercises or running, moving, more energy is required, but supply of oxygen to produce energy becomes insufficient. To meet the requirement of extra energy, muscle cells start respiring in the absence of oxygen. So children, here is the overview of your respiratory system. Thank you for hearing me.